Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to chemistry class. Today I am going to start coordination compounds chapter.
It's 15 hours.
Coordination compounds. So this chapter name is also called complexes. So what actually coordination compounds are? Coordination compounds are bulky compounds. So bulky means heavier molecules. Like for example, I'm writing two compounds. One is KCl, MgCl2, 6H2O. So this is a bulky compound. Similarly, another compound I'm writing, CO NH3 6 times Cl3. Observe these two molecules. First molecule is KCl MgCl2 6H2O. The second molecule is CO NH3 6 times Cl3. Both are observed as bulky molecules, but the first molecule is called double salt. The first molecule is called double salt, whereas the second molecule is called coordination compound, which is also called complex. What is the difference in these two molecules? The first molecule, we are dissolved in water. They are dissociated to K plus Cl minus Mg2 plus Cl minus. That means they completely soluble in water, completely dissociated to ions. So these are completely soluble in water. But whereas in second molecule complex, when we are dissolving in water, only Cl minus will be dissociate, but whatever they present in inside this square bracket, that does not dissociate. That means this is only partially soluble, completely not soluble. Such compounds are called complex. Both double salt and complex are bulky molecule. Still, double salt is completely soluble, whereas complex is insoluble in water. Inside this square bracket, whatever is there, that is insoluble in water. Such compounds are called complexes, also called coordination compounds. Now, in complexes, master, if I get about there. Hello. Now, in this complexes, we have to learn some definition. The first definition is so the first definition is ligand. Another is central atom. Another one is denticity. Another one is coordination number. Another one is oxidation number. So all these definitions, just I'm explaining, listen carefully. So what is a ligand is? So ligand is the molecules of negative charge or neutral molecules present inside this square bracket. whereas central atom is the inside this square bracket any d block element is there, and that is called central atom. For example, I'm writing here one complex CO NH3 6 times Cl3. So in this complex, inside this square bracket, there is a one transition element cobalt. Cobalt is called central atom. Except cobalt, remaining whatever present inside, those are called ligands. Ligands are the molecules present inside this square bracket except central atom. Central atom means transition element. Similarly, denticity. So what is the denticity is each ligand will form a coordinate bond with this central atom. So how many coordinate bonds formed by a ligand is called denticity. So denticity means number of coordinate bonds by one ligand. If one ligand is forming one bond, then that is called monodentate. If it is forming two bonds, then it is called bidentate. Like that, polydentate is also possible. So denticity means number of bonds formed by one ligand. Similarly, coordination number. So coordination number is nothing but total number of coordinate bonds. Here observe this, NH3 is a monodentate. That means one NH3 will form one bond. Here 6 NH3s are there. They will form 6 bonds. So that means total bonds on the central atom is 6 bonds. The coordination number will be 6. So in this ligand, I'm writing all central atom is cobalt, whereas ligand is NH3. So one NH3 will form one bond. So its denticity is 1. Its denticity is 1 and its coordination number. Since one ligand will form one bond, here 6 ligands are there. They will form 6 bonds. So total coordination number will be 6. Coordination number means total coordinate bonds on the central atom. And finally, oxidation number. So what is oxidation number? Oxidation number is the charge of the central atom. The central atom is a cobalt. So cobalt charge we are calling as oxidation number. How to identify oxidation number? Take central atom as X plus add the all ligands. What are the ligands? Here 6 ligands are there. NH3 charge is 0. The charge of NH3 will be 0 plus also 3 chlorines outside the square brackets are there. So 3 into chlorine charge will be -1 equal to 0. So from this, what the value of X we get? This is total -3. You go to equal that side, you will get +3. Here oxidation number is +3. So oxidation number means charge of this central atom. It will be calculated by adding all ligands and counter ions outside this square bracket. Whatever are there, those are called counter ions. So counter ions means outside this square bracket. So total counter ions charge and ligand charge when we are adding, we get charge of the central atom, that is called oxidation number. Now the denticity of ligands we have to remember. So I will send one table. So the table you have to remember. In that table, all you get denticity also, charge also names also there. So practice that table. You can easily understood the whatever the denticity, coordination number, oxidation numbers. Again, I'm telling central atom is D block element within the square bracket. Ligands are except central atom, all present inside this square bracket are ligands. Outside whatever is there, those are called counter ions. Denticity is the number of bonds formed by one ligand is called denticity. Coordination number is the total bonds formed on the central atom, that is by ligands. 6 ligands can form 6 bonds. So coordination number is 6. Oxidation number is the charge of the central atom. So the next, we will watch how to write IUPAC names. So from IUPAC names, one question is possible: how to write IUPAC names? To write IUPAC names, we have to use some rules. What are the rules? Is first one is cation written first. First, what we have to written? Cation. The second rule is all ligands in alphabetical order. All ligands in alphabetical order. The third rule is if more than one ligand is present, then we write di, tri, tetra, etc. for numerical ligands. For numerical ligands, we write this, tris, tetrakis, etc. First, I'm writing the rules, then I'll explain. So after the writing the all ligands, write central atom. And the fifth rule will be oxidation number in Roman values. And the last rule, anion written last. So there are 6 rules are there to write the IUPAC names. The first one is cation written first. The last one is anion written last. What are cations and anions? When we are writing square bracket like this, starting of this square bracket is there, that will be cation, positive charge. If after this square bracket is there, that will be anion. Remember that before this square bracket, whatever are there, those are cations. After this square bracket, whatever are there, those are anions. So cation written first, anion written last. So in between this square bracket, after the cation, we write all ligands in alphabetical order. If ligands are 2 or more are there, we write di, tri, tetra. And what is numerical ligand means? Suppose there is a ligand like CH2 single bond CH2 NH2 single bond NH2. So its ligand in shortcut it is denoted with EN. Its name is ethane 1,2 diamine. So in the names numbers are coming 1,2 diamine. Such ligands are called numerical ligands. Whenever we are numerical ligands are 2 are there, we write bis. 3 numerical ligands are there, we write tris. 4 are there, we write tetrakis. So this is rule for numerical ligands whose name have numbers. The fourth rule is write the central atom. Fifth one is oxidation number in Roman values, and the last is anion written last. So an example, we'll see. So writing one example here. Simple example, CO NH2 twice H2O twice Cl2 Cl. So its IUPAC name we have to write. What are the rules? First rule is written cation first. But before this square bracket, nothing is here. That means cation is not there. After the second rule, all ligands in alphabetical order. Here ligands are NH2, H2O, and Cl2. NH2 name amine, H2O name aqua, Cl2 name is chlorido. So in alphabetical order, amine will come first. How many NH2 groups are there? 2 NH2 groups. So that's why we write diamine. After that, we write diaqua. After that, we write dichlorido. So all ligands are completed. After that, what we write? We write central atom. The central atom is cobalt, CO. So we write cobalt. After that, charge in Roman values. So charge means oxidation number. NH2 charge is 0, H2O charge is 0. The 3 chlorines are there. The charge of cobalt also will come 3. So we write oxidation number 3. And finally we write anion. Here the anion is chloride. So we write chloride. So this is the IUPAC name of this molecule. Similarly, another example I am writing K4 FeCN6. So what is the rule? First we write cations. Here before this square bracket K4 is there. So its name is potassium. So we write potassium. Counter ions number does not written, only name written. This will be potassium. After that, all ligands in alphabetical order. So ligands are here CN. Its name is cyano. How many 6 are there? So we write hexacyano. So potassium hexacyano. After that, central atom. Central atom is iron. But we don't write iron here. Why? Because here when complex, here it is a cation and the complex will be negative charge. In this complex, it is an anion and complex is a positive. So whenever complex is positive or neutral, only we write metal name. But whenever complex is negative, observe this. This is a potassium. Potassium charge is plus, and the complex charge will become minus. So that means it is a negative complex. For negative complex, we always write ATE on the central atom. So it will written as ferrate. Not iron, it will be ferrate. After that, oxidation number. So potassium is a +1. There are 4 potassium plus 4. Cn charge is minus 6 Cn minus 2. So total will be remaining charge will be 2. So here oxidation number will come 2. You can calculate oxidation number by taking central atom as a X plus there are 4 potassium. 4 into charge will be +1 plus 6 cyanide ion. 6 into charge will be -1 equal to 0. So we'll get X is equal to +2. That is the charge of the central atom. Finally, another molecule I'm writing Cu En twice NH3 twice Cl. So write the molecule name. Here there is no cation. So directly we write all ligands in alphabetical order. So here NH3 will come first. There are 2 amines. So we write diamine. This will be diamine. After that, En name is ethane 1,2-diamine. So it is a numerical ligand. There are 2 numerical ligands. Then we write bis. Bis means 2. So bis in bracket we write ethane 1,2 diamine. So completed. Central atom name next. Central atom is copper. So we can write cuprate or copper. How which we can write here anion is there. That means complex is positive. So we write only metal name. So this is simply copper. And also calculate oxidation number. En charge is 0, NH3 charge is 0. Only we get Cl charge is -1. So copper charge will become 1. And anion name finally chloride. So like that, any molecule is given, we can write IUPAC names. Just rules you have to remember, and also the table what I sent. First you have to read the table, then only you can understood. So I will send table, density, charge, and names all table I will send. You can practice that table. So this is IUPAC names. Same like another concept is formula writing. Formula writing is also important. So what is formula writing is, so they will give name and we have to write the formula. It is also written by using some rules. Here also rules I'm writing. In this is also cation written first. First we have to write cation. Cation written first. The second rule is central atom, not ligands. In formula writing, second we have to write central atom. After that, all ligands. All ligands in alphabetical order. All ligands in alphabetical. And the fourth rule is anion written last. First cation, anion written last. But there is one extra rule here. So what we have to do is whatever the cations or anions are there, their number we have to balance. So balance number of counter ions. Balance number of counter ions by oxidation number. So these are the total 5 rules. First, what we have to write cation. After that, central atom. After that, all ligands in alphabetical order. Next, anion written last. And whatever the counter ions are there, they can be balanced by using oxidation number. So one example we'll see, or 2-3 example we'll see. So I'm writing one component name, diamine diaqua nickel 2 chloride. So this is a molecule name, its formula we have to written. So what is the first rule? Cation. So here there is no cation. How to observe there is no cation? After the oxidation number, chloride is there. That means that is anion. So that means cation is not present. So directly we open square bracket and directly we write central atom. Second rule, there is no cation. The second rule is central atom. So what is the central atom here? Nickel. So nickel formula will be Ni. After that, all ligands in alphabetical order. Your ligands are amine and aqua. So amine will come first in alphabetical order. Di means 2. So we write NH3 twice. Also next one aqua. Aqua means H2O. This is also twice. So ligands also completed. Close this square bracket. Finally we written anion. Here anion is chloride. So chloride means Cl. But here only chloride is given. It is a dichloride, trichloride, we don't know. So its number we have to balance by using oxidation number. What is oxidation number given? 2 in this square bracket. So that means it must be also 2. Why? Because NH3 charge is 0. H2O charge is 0. The total charge 2 is only by counter ions. So that means here 2 counter ions are there. That is the balancing. Another example. So another example, let it bis ethane 1,2 diamine, bis ethane 1,2 diamine and dicarbonyl aqua cobalt 3 chloride. So this is a molecule name. Bis ethane 1,2 diamine, dicarbonyl, diaqua, cobalt 3 chloride. Its formula we have to written. Again here there is no cation. So directly open this square bracket, write this central atom, and the central atom will be cobalt. After that, ligands in alphabetical order. Here aqua will come first. H2O. Di means there are two H2O. Next, carbonyl will come. So carbonyl formula CO. Dicarbonyl means twice. Bis is given. So that means this will be this ethane 1,2 diamine we can written as EN. EN twice. And finally anion. Anion is a chloride. Only we write Cl. But here charge is given 3. So that means its charge must be 3. Because En charge is 0, carbonyl charge is 0, and aqua charge is also 0. So we get whatever the molecule, 3 chlorines we get. Another example, potassium hexacyano ferrate 3. Potassium hexacyanoferrate 3. Its formula we have to written. Here potassium is there, so this is a cation. So we write K. K is the potassium formula, but K3 or K4 we don't know. That is the final step. So first we write K. After that in square bracket we write central atom. Central atom is Fe. All ligands in alphabetical order. And only cyano ligands are there. So that means Cn. Hexa means charge will be 6. Sorry, number will be 6. So all ligands are completed. So there is no anion because here cation is there. There is no anion. So finally, these counter ions we have to balance. How to balance? Oxidation number is given 3. Directly we don't write 3. We have to calculate. Here observe this. Cn is a negative charge. There are 6 Cn. That means charge is -6. So iron will exhibit +6, opposite charge central atom. Here this is -6, central atom will exhibit +6. But here given only 3. That means we have to reduce charge by 3. How much we have to reduce? That number of counter ions we will add. So this is the K3FeCN6, potassium hexacyanoferrate. So this is about IUPAC and formula writing. Just practice the molecules. The next topic will be isomerism. Coordination compounds exhibit 2 types of isomerism. One is the structural, second one will be stereo. So first we'll say structural isomerism. In structural isomerism, the first one is ionizational isomerism. So ionizational isomerism is due to different counter ions. Due to different counter ions. Whenever counter ions are different in the molecules, then those are called ionizational isomers. For example, CO NH3 5 times Cl Br, another molecule CO NH3 5 times BrCl. Observe these two molecules. Here both molecules have same formula. Here this also formula, same formula, this also same formula. But here the structure is different. What is the difference here? Here the counter ion is bromide ion. Here the counter ion is chloride ion. So whenever counter ion can replace the ligand, they will form ionization isomers. Counter ion when replacing ligand, they will form ionization isomers. If this we are dissolved in water, we get bromine ion, bromide ion. If this we are dissolving in water, we will get chloride ion. So in solution, different ions are produced. Those are called ionizational isomers. The second structural one is hydrate isomerism, which is also called solvate isomerism. Hydrate or solvate isomerism. So hydrate isomerism is a special case in ionizational. So for example, CO NH3 twice, H2O 4 times, Cl3, CO NH3 twice, H2O thrice Cl, Cl2 H2O. Observe these two molecules. Here only chloride ions are as counter ions. If one of the chloride ion replaces aqua ligand, so water is coming outside. So these isomers are called hydrate isomers. When any other ion is replacing, that is ionizational. If water is replacing, then those are called hydrate isomerism. So that's why hydrate isomerism is a special case in ionizational isomerism. So similarly, the third one is linkage isomerism. So linkage isomerism is due to ambidentate ligands. So ambidentate ligands like CN, NO2, SCN, S2O3 2 minus, or CO. All these are called ambidentate ligands. If any of these ligands present in the molecule, so they will show linkage isomerism. For example, so Ni CN4 2 minus, another molecule Ni NC4 2 minus. Here both formulas are same, but here this is a CN, whereas this is NC. CN means carbon is bonded to nickel. NC means nitrogen is bonded to nickel. So due to different linkage of the atom, these are called linkage isomers. Linkage isomers, you can easily observe when of these ligands are present, they will form linkage isomers. So the next one is coordinational isomerism. So coordinational isomerisms are exhibit when ligands are exchanging between two central atoms. Between two central atoms. So between two central atoms, if ligands are exchanged. If ligands are exchanged, then they form coordinational isomers. They will form coordinational isomers. For example, observe this molecule CO NH3 6 times, FeCN6. Another complex will be COCN6 and FeNH3 6 times. Observe this in these two complexes. In this complex, CO has NH3 ligand, Fe has CN ligands. If both ligands are exchanged, then we get this compound. So when ligands are exchanging between two central atoms, so we get coordinational isomers. So these are the coordinational isomers. Similarly, another one is ligand isomerism is also there. So what ligand isomerism is? Observe this molecule CO NH2 CH2 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 NH2. Rice. Another molecule CO NH2 CH2 CH NH2 CH3. Rice. So in these two molecules, observe central atom is same CO, even ligand also same, but here observe this, the NH2 groups present end of the alkyl group. This CH2 contains NH2, this end CH2 contains NH2. But here the first CH2 contains NH2 and second CH2 contains NH2. So that means in ligand itself forming isomers. So this is the 1,3-diamine, whereas this is 1,2-diamine. If ligands are forming isomers in the isomeric forms, then those are called ligand isomerism or ligand isomers. So ligand itself are forming isomers. This is the propane 1,3-diamine. This is the propane 1,2-diamine. Such compounds are called ligands isomers. So this is about structural isomerism. So also stereoisomerism is there. In stereoisomerism, the first one is geometrical isomerism. So geometrical isomerism is shown by square planar and octahedral complexes. So square planar means coordination number 4. Octahedral means coordination number 6. So in square planar and octahedral, we get geometrical isomerism. For example, in square planar, I am writing, observe this, MA4, MA3B, MA2B2, MA2BC, MABCD. So these are the possibility of square planar. But in this square planar complexes, MA4, since all ligands are same, they does not form geometrical isomers. Their geometrical isomers are 0. Here 3 ligands also same. This is also geometrical isomers will be 0. So MA2B2 will show 2 isomers. A2BC will show 2 isomers, whereas ABCD will show 3 isomers. Just you have to remember the numbers only. So in the exam, only numbers will ask which complex will exhibit how many number of isomers. A4 will be 0, A3B will be 0, A2B2 will be 2, A2BC will be 2, ABCD. That means if all ligands are different, they will form 3 isomers. Similarly, in coordination number 6, the possibility is MA6 possible, MA5B possible, MA4B2 possible, MA4BC possible, MA3B3 possible, MA3B2C possible, MA3BCD possible. Also M A2 B2 C2 possible. Also M A2 B2 CD possible. M A2 B C D E possible. Finally M A B C D E F. All these are the possibility, but which will exhibit geometrical. So you have to remember MA6 does not exhibit, its isomers will be 0. A5B does not exhibit, its isomers will be 0. A4B2 will exhibit, its isomers will be 2. This is also 2. It is also 2. So this will be 3, 4, 5, 6. It will exhibit 9 and it will exhibit 15. When all are different ligands, the possibility will be 15 isomers in octahedral. When all are different in square planar, 3 isomers are possible. Just remember these numbers. Some important structures are there. So how to write the geometrical isomers, how to write the optical isomers, we'll see in the next class. Just up to practice here. First, you have to practice the table that what I sent. Ligand table I will send. You have to practice that. Without table, these you cannot understand. First, you have to read the table. Then only you can easily understand these numbers. So A6, A5 does not exhibit geometrical isomerism. From this, all will exhibit geometrical isomerism. Which type will form which number of isomers? I written here. We have to remember these numbers. Thank you. Thank you very much.